Located 75 miles south of San Francisco at the edge of the coastal community of Santa Cruz, the campus lies on 2,001 acres of rolling, forested hills overlooking the Pacific Ocean and Monterey Bay. Founded in 1965, UC Santa Cruz is considered a public Ivy institution. It began as a showcase for progressive, cross-disciplinary undergraduate education, innovative teaching methods and contemporary architecture. Since then, it has evolved into a modern research university with a wide variety of both undergraduate and graduate programs, while retaining its reputation for strong undergraduate support and student political activism. The residential college system, which consists of 10 small colleges, is intended to combine the student support of a small college with the resources of a major university. History. Although some of the original founders had already outlined plans for an institution unlike UCSC as early as the 1930s, the opportunity to realize their vision did not present itself until the city of Santa Cruz made a bid to the University of California Regents in the mid-1950s to build a campus just outside town, in the foothills of the Santa Cruz Mountains. The Santa Cruz site was selected over a competing proposal to build the campus closer to the population center of San Jose. Santa Cruz was selected for the beauty, rather than the practicality, of its location, however, and its remoteness led to the decision to develop a residential college system that would house most of the students on campus. The formal design process of the Santa Cruz campus began in the late 1950s, culminating in the Long-Range Development Plan of 1963. Construction had started by 1964, and the university was able to accommodate its first students in 1965. The campus was intended to be a showcase for contemporary architecture, progressive teaching methods, and undergraduate research. According to founding Chancellor Dean McHenry, the purpose of the distributed college system was to combine the benefits of a major research university with the intimacy of a smaller college. UC President Clark Kerr shared a passion with former Stanford roommate McHenry to build a university modeled as several Swarthmores, in close proximity to each other. Roads on campus were named after UC regents who voted in favor of building the campus. Impact on Santa Cruz. Although the city of Santa Cruz already exhibited a strong conservation ethic before the founding of the university, the coincidental rise of the counterculture of the 1960s with the university's establishment fundamentally altered its subsequent development. Early student and faculty activism at UCSC pioneered an approach to environmentalism that greatly impacted the industrial development of the surrounding area. The lowering of the voting age to 18 in 1971 led to the emergence of a powerful student voting bloc. A large and growing population of politically liberal UCSC alumni changed the electorate of the town from predominantly Republican to markedly left-leaning, consistently voting against expansion measures on the part of both town and gown. Expansion plans for increasing enrollment to 19,500 students and adding 1,500 faculty and staff by 2020, and the anticipated environmental impacts of such action, encountered opposition from the city, the local community, and the student body. City voters in 2006 passed two measures calling on UCSC to pay for the impacts of campus growth. A Santa Cruz Superior Court judge invalidated the measures, ruling they were improperly put on the ballot. In 2008, the university, city, county and neighborhood organizations reached an agreement to set aside numerous lawsuits and allow the expansion to occur. UCSC agreed to local government scrutiny of its North Campus expansion plans, to provide housing for 67% of the additional students on campus, and to pay municipal development and water fees. George Blumenthal, UCSC's 10th chancellor, intends to mitigate growth constraints in Santa Cruz by developing off-campus sites in Silicon Valley. The NASA Ames Research Center campus is planned to ultimately hold 2,000 UCSC students, about 10% of the entire university's future student body as envisioned for 2020. In April 2010, UC Santa Cruz opened its new $35 million Digital Arts Research Center, a project in planning since 2004. Campus. The 2,000-acre UCSC campus is located 75 miles south of San Francisco, in the Ben Lomond mountain ridge of the Santa Cruz Mountains. Elevation varies from 285 feet of the campus entrance to 1,195 feet at the northern boundary, a difference of about 900 feet. The southern portion of the campus primarily consists of a large, open meadow, locally known as the Great Meadow. To the north of the meadow lie most of the campus buildings, many of them among redwood groves. The campus is bounded on the south by the city's Upper West Side neighborhoods, on the east by Harvey West Park in the Pogoni Open Space Preserve, on the north by Henri Cowell Redwood State Park near the town of Felton, and on the west by Gray Whale Ranch, a portion of Wilder Ranch State Park. The campus is built on a portion of the Cowell family ranch, which was purchased by the University of California in 1961. The northern half of the campus property has remained in its undeveloped, forested state apart from fire roads and hiking and bicycle trails. The heavily forested area has allowed UC Santa Cruz to operate a recreational vehicle park as a form of student housing. A number of shrines, dens and other student-built curiosities are scattered around the northern campus. These structures, mostly assembled from branches and other forest detritus, were formerly concentrated in the area known as Elfland, a glen the university raised in 1992 to build colleges 9 and 10. Students were able to relocate and save some of the structures, however. Creeks traverse the UCSC campus within several ravines. Footbridges span those ravines on pedestrian paths linking various areas of campus. The footbridges make it possible to walk to any part of campus within 20 minutes in spite of the campus being built on a mountainside with varying elevations. At night, orange lights illuminate the occasionally fogged-in paths. There are a number of natural points of interest throughout the UCSC grounds. The Porter Caves are a popular site among students on the west side of campus. The entrance is located in the forest between the Porter College Meadow and Empire Grade Road. The caves wind through a set of caverns, some of which are challenging, narrow passages. Tree 9 is another popular destination for students. A large Douglas fir spanning approximately 103 feet tall, Tree 9 is located in the upper campus of UCSC behind College 9. The tree had been a popular climbing spot for many years, but due to environmental corrosion and fear of student injuries, UC ground services sawed off the limbs to make it nearly impossible to climb. For specific directions, reference directions to Tree 9 for the less experienced tree climber. Students also frequent Sunset Tree located on the east side of the meadow behind the UCSC Music Center. The UCSC campus is also one of the few homes to mima mounds in the United States. They are extremely rare in the United States and in the world in general. Academics. The university offers 63 undergraduate majors and 35 minors, with graduate programs in 33 fields. Popular undergraduate majors include art, business management, economics, molecular and cell biology, and psychology. Interdisciplinary programs, such as feminist studies, American studies, environmental studies, visual studies, digital arts and new media, and the unique history of consciousness department are also hosted alongside UCSC's more traditional academic departments. A new joint program, the first of its kind in the University of California system, enables UC Santa Cruz students to earn a bachelor's degree and law degree in 6 years instead of the usual 7. The 3+3 program between UC Santa Cruz and UC Hastings College of the Law in San Francisco accepted its first applicants in fall 2014. UCSC students who declare their intent in the freshman or early sophomore year will complete 3 years at UCSC and then move on to UC Hastings to begin the 3-year law curriculum. Credits from the first year of law school will count toward a student's bachelor's degree. Students who successfully complete the first-year law coursework will receive their bachelor's degree and be able to graduate with their UCSC class, then continue at UC Hastings for the final 2 years of law study. Research. According to the National Science Foundation, UC Santa Cruz spent $155.5 million on research and development in 2012, ranking it 120th in the nation. Although designed as a liberal arts-oriented university, UCSC quickly acquired a graduate-level natural science research component with the appointment of plant physiologist Kenneth V. Thimann as the first provost of Crown College. Thimann developed UCSC's early division of natural sciences and recruited other well-known science faculty and graduate students to the fledgling campus. Immediately upon its founding, UCSC was also granted administrative responsibility for the Lick Observatory, which established the campus as a major center for astronomy research. Founding members of the Social Science and Humanities faculty created the unique History of Consciousness graduate program in UCSC's first year of operation. Famous former UCSC faculty members include Judith Butler and Angela Davis. UCSC's Organic Farm and Garden program is the oldest in the country, and pioneered organic horticulture techniques internationally. As of 2012, UCSC's faculty and emeriti include 13 members of the National Academy of Sciences, 26 Fellows of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, and 35 Fellows of the American Association for the Advancement of Science. The Young Baskin School of Engineering, UCSC's first professional school and home to the Expressive Intelligence Studio, and the Center for Biomolecular Science and Engineering are gaining recognition, as has the work that UCSC researchers David Hausler and Jim Kent have done on the Human Genome Project, including the widely used UCSC Genome Browser. UCSC administers the National Science Foundation's Center for Adaptive Optics. Off-campus research facilities maintained by UCSC include the Lick and Keck Observatories and the Long Marine Laboratory. In September 2003, a 10-year task order contract valued at more than $330 million was awarded by NASA Ames Research Center to the University of California to establish and operate a university-affiliated research system. UCSC manages the UARC for the University of California. Rankings. UC Santa Cruz was tied for 82nd in the list of best national universities in the United States by U.S. News & World Report's 2016 rankings. In 2015, Kiplinger ranked UC Santa Cruz 63rd out of the top 100 best value public colleges and universities in the nation, and 7th in California. Money magazine ranked UC Santa Cruz 114th in the country out of the nearly 1,500 schools it evaluated for its 2015 Best Colleges ranking. The Daily Beast ranked UC Santa Cruz 157th in the country out of the nearly 2,000 schools it evaluated for its 2013 Best Colleges ranking. In 2015-2016, UC Santa Cruz was rated tied for 144th in the world by Times Higher Education World University Rankings. In 2015 it was ranked 93rd in the world by the Academic Ranking of World Universities and 269th worldwide in 2015 by the QS World University Rankings. In 2009, RePEc, an online database of research economics articles, ranked the UCSC Economics Department 6th in the world in the field of international finance. In 2007, High Times magazine placed UCSC as first among U.S. universities as a counterculture college. In 2009, the Princeton Review ranked UC Santa Cruz's game design major among the top 50 in the country. In 2011, the Princeton Review and GamePro Media ranked UC Santa Cruz's graduate programs in game design as 7th in the nation. In 2012, UCSC was ranked No. 3 in the Most Beautiful Campus list of Princeton Review residential colleges. The undergraduate program, with only the partial exception of those majors run through the university's School of Engineering, is still based on the version of the residential college system outlined by Clark Kerr and Dean McHenry at the inception of their original plans for the campus. Upon admission, all undergraduate students have the opportunity to choose one of 10 colleges, with which they usually stay affiliated for their entire undergraduate careers. There are cases where some students switch college affiliations as each college holds a different graduation ceremony. Almost all faculty members are affiliated with a college as well. The individual colleges provide housing and dining services, while the university as a whole offers courses and majors to the general student community. Other universities with similar college systems include Rice University and the University of California, San Diego. Each of the colleges has its own distinctive architectural style and a resident faculty provost, who is the nominal head of his or her college. An incoming first-year student will take a mandatory core course within his or her respective college, with a curriculum and central theme unique to that college. College resident populations vary from about 750 to 1,550 students, with roughly half of undergraduates living on campus within their college community or in smaller, intramural campus communities such as the International Living Center, the Trailer Park, and the Village. Coursework, academic majors and general areas of study are not limited by college membership, although colleges host the offices of many academic departments. Graduate students are not affiliated with a residential college, though a large portion of their offices, too, have historically tended to be based in the colleges. The 10 colleges are, in order of establishment, the residential colleges: Cal College, Stevenson College, Crown College, Merrill College, Porter College, Kresge College, Oaks College, Collegiate, College 9, College 10. Admissions for the fall 2014 term. UCSC offered admission to 22,914 freshmen out of 40,193 applicants, an acceptance rate of 57.0%. The entering freshman class had an average high school GPA of 3.45, and the middle 50% range of SAT scores were 490 to 630 for critical reading, 520 to 650 for math, and 490 to 620 for writing, while the ACT composite range was 22 to 28. Grading. For most of its history, UCSC employed a unique student evaluation system. With the exception of the choice of letter grades in science courses, the only grades assigned were pass and no record, supplemented with narrative evaluations. Beginning in 1997, UCSC allowed students the option of selecting letter grade evaluations, but course grades were still optional until 2000, when faculty voted to require students receive letter grades. Students were still given narrative evaluations to complement the letter grades. As of 2010 update, the narrative evaluations were deemed an unnecessary expenditure. Still, some professors write evaluations for all students while some would write evaluations for specific students upon request. Students can still elect to receive a pass, no pass grade, but many academic programs limit or even forbid pass, no pass grading. A grade of C and above would receive a grade of pass. Overall, students may now earn no more than 25% of their UCSC credits on their pass, no pass basis. Although the default grading option for almost all courses offered is now graded, most course grades are still accompanied by written evaluations. Library. The McHenry Library houses UCSC's Arts and Letters collection, with most of the scientific reading at the newer Science and Engineering Library. The McHenry Library was designed by John Carl Warnaker. In addition, the colleges host smaller libraries, which serve as quiet places to study. The McHenry Special Collections Library includes the archives of Robert A. Heinlein, the papers of Anne Nin, the papers and drawings of beat poet Kenneth Patchen, the largest collection of Edward Weston photographs in the country, the Mycology book collection of composer John Cage, a large collection of works by Satyajit Ray, the Hayden White collection of 16th-century Italian printing, a photography collection with nearly 500,000 items, and the Mary Lee Shane Archive. The latter contains an extensive collection of photographs, letters, and other documents related to Lick Observatory dating back to 1870. 82,000 square foot new addition to the library opened on March 31, 2008, including a cyber study room and a global village cafe. The original 144,000 square foot library reopened on June 22, 2011, after seismic upgrades and other renovations. Grateful Dead Archive. In 2008, UCSC agreed to house the Grateful Dead archives at the McHenry Library. UCSC plans to devote an entire room at the library, to be called Dead Central, to display the collection and encourage research. UCSC beat out petitions from Stanford and UC Berkeley to house the archives. Grateful Dead guitarist Bob Weir said that UCSC is a seat of neo-bohemian culture that we're facettive. There could not have been a cozier place for this collection to land. Silicon Valley entrepreneurs and Dead fans Roger McNamee and Bill Watkins are expected to join a committee to oversee and raise funds for the project. The archive became open to the public July 29, 2012.